I was really lucky that one of the first people I interviewed, potentially even the first person I ever interviewed, I believe you've interviewed him too, was Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
And I think he's great. I've loved his work. And I interviewed him. This was 2016. I'd moved to New York. I was at the HuffPost. I'm interviewing Simon, and I'm like, smiling from ear to ear because he's someone that I love his books. And I asked him this same question, and he gave me such a brilliant answer that I think really set me up. He said when he first started his career, he was getting so many people that were criticizing him, and also people that were saying good things about him, of course. And he said that what him and his team were doing in the beginning is that they would contact every person that was criticizing him, and they would get them in a room, and they would try and speak to them and convince them over why what he was trying to do was actually helpful, and trying to help them understand and see what they saw. And he literally said that we would reach out to them, get them into a meeting and sit down with them. And then he told me that he started to realize that they were draining so much energy in this approach. Not only were people not being convinced, but they were just getting drained, sitting in so many meetings, trying to convince people who didn't really agree with what he was saying or whatever it was at the time. And he started to take a new approach where he realized that he hadn't responded to all the love. So every time there was a negative comment, he'd respond. But every time there was a comment of like, this is amazing, he would never respond. And so he shifted and he started to just respond to the love. And that kind of started to capitalize and accelerate the love. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't take feedback. And that doesn't mean that you don't respond to parts that you can improve. And I think my belief system has always been that I want to extremely respond to the positive and the love, because that's really important. And I want to respond to feedback by my actions, and also recognizing that I really am always trying to be really clear on my intention. And if I can genuinely wake up every day and say, I'm trying my best, I'm really working hard to serve, I make mistakes, I'm not perfect, but I'm making my amends and I'm trying to grow. But my intention from day one has only been to serve and make a difference and celebrate incredible leaders and thinkers and people. And I think that's what I go to bed with in the night, feeling like it's okay. Because that's all I really have. I'll never be able to, and no one will ever be able to explain the details and the ins and outs of every scenario to every person on the planet, right? You just can't.
Yeah.
And so I find satisfaction and contentment in being able to say, I'm trying my best. I'm always trying to improve and grow. And that I welcome and learn from feedback and grow in every way, but I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because I really believe it's what's needed for my purpose and for others. And so with you, and you're talking about your family, I think that's always the toughest. And you may have experienced this. When things are going well, you don't hear from anyone. And when things go badly, all of a sudden, all your friends and family message you.
Yeah.
And they almost, and again, it's the human mind that gravitates towards and amplifies negativity. So that's why when you're being celebrated and succeeding, people will talk for a bit, but when you're struggling and being criticized, everyone will talk about it more. And I've just realized that to be human nature. So I found myself distancing myself at that time from anyone who just keeps raising negativity. And the other beautiful thing about those times, Brian, and I don't know if you felt this, is it really shows you who's there for you. It's a great test of who really believes in you. And I can say that in my life, whenever I've experienced any sort of humbling or criticism, it's been a really good light onto who my real friends are and everything. And I can hand on my heart say that I'm really grateful that 99.9% of the people that I believed would stay by me have always stayed by me because they know me. And I think that's a really important part, is that having a group of people that are not yes people, but having a group of people around you that deeply know you and you deeply know them, and they can be the people that help you construct your self-esteem and what that means is the only way to live. Like, you can't live in the world of like everyone's opinion matters, but you also can't live in the falsehood of no one's opinion matters. Both of those are untrue, right? No one can say, I don't care about what anyone thinks. And no one should live with the belief that I care what everyone thinks. And so the only way to live is having your counsel, creating a group of mentors and guides around you that can be honest with you and open with you, but also know your heart and know why you do what you do. And they at that time can help you say, this is something you need to improve, but hey, I know this is your intention and please continue doing this.